Philly!
Hello, everybody. Hello, Philadelphia. Welcome back to another edition of the Wolves of Broad Street podcast. If you're joining us for the first time, my name is Ryan Conway. I'm joined by my buddy here, Sam Glavin, and we got Seamus G behind the glass producing the show. Very excited for the second ever episode. We got a lot to talk about. Eagles, Sixers, Phillies. That's it. No Flyers.
No Flyers
Not
here.
gonna dive
No
into
Flyers.
The Flyers. The people, Flyers fans, they may be a little upset that we don't talk Flyers, but if they heard any of our Flyers takes, they probably wouldn't be happy about it.
Yeah, I told my coworkers the exact same thing. They're big Flyers fans, and they agreed. So I think we're good there.
Yeah, absolutely. We know Seamus over here. He's a bit of a Fly guy, so he'll probably pop in every once in a while with some points.
We'll see. It might be some more Chell knowledge than
Okay.
anything else.
I mean, absolutely. It's the times you live in. So, very excited. Let's dive in. Training camp started.
Very exciting.
Eagles training camp is underway. We're 2 or 3 days in at this point, and I couldn't be more stoked for a season. I haven't seen an Eagles season this hyped up since I can't even think of when. What, 2010?
Since the Dream Team?
Since the Dream Team. How could I forget the Dream Team of 2010? Vince Young.
Yeah, this segues right into our overarching theme of Philly hype.
Oh yes. The dangerous case of Philly hype.
Do you really think that all this hype and stuff is just a bunch of talk, or do you think that it's legit?
I think, at least when it comes to the Eagles this season, I think that it's based in numbers, facts, data, really anything that you can see, even the eyeball test. I look at this Eagles team, and I'm a huge Negadelphian. I'll look at any way to take a team down just a notch so I don't get myself hurt. But looking at this Eagles team, especially on the offensive side of the ball, it's really looking to be something special.
There are so many offensive weapons that we talked about it last show as well. Mm-hmm. We got Carson Wentz. I'm on the Wentz wagon.
Oh, absolutely.
You said last episode you are riding shotgun.
Absolutely.
And with Wentz, he's thrown to a lot of talented receivers. We brought back Deshaun Jackson.
Oh my goodness.
Nelson Aguilar.
Oh my word.
And the running backs as well. How many running backs do we have on the team right now?
You got what, 7 running backs? Is that
we got 7 running backs. We're gonna have to cut 1 or 2.
We're gonna have to cut at least. We don't need that many.
That's true.
I say we got Clement, my boy Corey Clement, local guy. Big local guy. Love Corey. And then we're gonna have Sproles. We're gonna have Howard, of course. Dude's a beast. That power running game is really gonna power this offense. It's really going to be the bread and butter of this offense, even with Doug P.
To go along with it, these guys can do special teams too.
Oh, my goodness.
Special teams is going to be legit this year. Mm-hmm. With Deshaun Jackson possibly returning punts, we have some of our running backs that don't play as much can just hop in on special teams and help us out there. Like I think that's something that not everybody talks about because it's special teams.
That's very true.
But I think that could be a strong suit in our game this year.
And special teams, it's a vital part of the game.
It's so important.
Very vital.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to do what it is we Philadelphians love to do, and that's get really, really excited before there's any real tangible evidence of anything good coming. And we're going to go game by game through the schedule, and we're going to see what we can come up with for a final record for this team. So we're opening up September 8th at 1 p.m. in the Link against the Washington Redskins. That's got to be a dub.
That's a
right,
dub.
Boys?
That's got to be a dub.
That has to be a dub. There's really nothing else to say about it. Like I don't even know who their quarterback is going to be.
I have no idea.
Dwayne Haskins?
I couldn't tell you. Well, the only player I can tell you that's going to play well against the Eagles for the Redskins is Ryan Kerrigan. I mean, he just absolutely rips up the offensive line every time he plays against us. But
That's a fact. It's one of the best offensive lines in football, and Ryan Kerrigan makes mincemeat of us every once in a while.
Exactly.
Owns real estate in the Eagles' backfield. But that should be a comfortable win.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm. And then we have week 2 against the Falcons on the road. Sunday Night Football.
I think that's dub.
You think it's a dub?
Yeah, I think so. I think Matt Ryan's on a steady decline.
Oh, yeah.
And
love Matty Ice, though. Another local guy. Penn Charter guy. Absolutely. Love the Interact. Hell of a league they got there. But yeah, what do you guys think? You think it's going to be a win? Think it's going to be an easy win?
I don't know if it's going to be easy, but I think they'll pull it out. I think they're going to be.
Everybody plays up for Monday night.
It's true.
Everybody. So you got to expect the Falcons to come out here and punch us in the mouth a little bit early.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I think we have the depth in order to overcome what they have.
I'm pretty much with you right there. I mean, they've got Julio on the outside. They've got a talented wide receiving core, and we have some cornerbacks that, I'm not really too thrilled with from time to time, but I think that we're ready to take the next step with those guys. So we'll see how that ends up.
The biggest thing with the defensive backs is they just have to be consistent, and they have to stay on the field. That was the biggest thing last year, and we got pretty lucky last year with the amount of talented backups that we brought in that could actually be.
And they have game experience now.
They have game experience, and they showed that they could play, and they're going to be pushing for the starting jobs. Like, I have no idea who's going to be starting at cornerback for the Philadelphia Eagles this year.
I don't think our coaches know.
No,
I don't think Jim Schwartz knows. Granted, he doesn't know anything at all about football, but we're moving on. Speaking of Jim Schwartz, week 3, we've got the Lions at the Link. That's a win.
That's an easy one.
Yeah,
Matthew Stafford, hell of a quarterback. What else do they got? What else do they have? I couldn't tell you.
No, I couldn't tell you either.
And then on the road, week 4, Thursday night on a short week at Lambeau.
Lambeau Field
Against the Packers. I
On
think
a short week, that's a tough one.
I think it's a loss. I don't short week, tired legs, playing in. At least we're not playing there too late in the season when it's cold. But that home field advantage at Lambeau was real, regardless of the weather.
That's fair, but I think I'm going to have to disagree with you there. I think the Eagles are going to go into Lambeau, and I think that offense is just going to tear up the Packers defense. I honestly, the Packers defense has been okay the last couple of years, but it's really been their offense that's won them games. So I think that our offense is just really going to tear up their average defense, and I think we're going to come out of Lambeau Field with a win.
So you're thinking it's a shootout and we come up on top?
Yes.
All right. That's what I'd like to see.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'd love to see. I'd love to see us take Aaron Rodgers to task on his home turf.
So you're saying that we're going 4-0 to start this?
I'm saying 3-1.
I'm going 4-0.
4-0 from Sam. All right. I'd like to see 4-0. Don't get me wrong. I'd love it. But I think next week we'll end up 4-1 playing against the Jets at home at the Link. I mean, it's the Jets. I don't know. They got second-year quarterback in Sam Darnold. He's a thick, trunky guy, as Colin Cowherd loves to say. He loves his thick, trunky quarterbacks that can sling it deep. But I just don't think that they have the full team around this kid, regardless of how much talent he's got. I just don't think they have a full, complete team ready for him yet. And that coach is a question mark, too.
It's very simple, Conway. They stink.
They stink?
They stink.
Oh, come on.
Next.
Oh, all right. Coming up, 3-game road trip starting in Minneapolis, October 13th. I think it's a blowout. I think it's an absolute blowout. I think we kill the Vikings. I think we take them to task. I think we hang them out to dry, and it takes a while.
So that's very interesting because I have that as our first loss of the
season.
season.
You have that as our loss.
I have that as our first loss of the season. The Vikings are going to come in with the chip on their shoulder.
Yeah, but it's Kirk Cousins.
Dude, Kirk Cousins shows up for a game and he throws for 400 yards sometimes for no reason. It's just how he plays. He either plays like absolute crap or he just comes and shows everybody up.
Yeah.
So I have that as our first loss of the season.
You have that as a loss?
Yeah.
A loss against the Vikings?
Yeah, I do.
I don't know. Seamus, how you feeling, bud?
I'm really a toss-up here. If I could say we're tying, I would, but we're not.
We're not.
There's no tie.
We're beating the brakes off them.
You can't have that.
38-7 is my final score.
Wow, that's
repeat of the NFC Championship game. Just embarrass them in Minnesota a little more.
Wow.
They came to the Link. We kicked their asses. We went to Minneapolis, won a Super Bowl a couple weeks later, and now we're going back to Minneapolis and blowing the doors off these fools.
Hey, I mean, I'm all for it. I mean, just because I have them losing doesn't mean I don't want them to win.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I have a win here.
You have a win?
You start a 3-game road trip. Is it 3-game?
3 games, yeah.
3-game road trip.
Got to start strong.
And you got to start strong. So I have a win there, but I do have Green Bay as a loss. loss.
You have Green Bay as a loss?
I do.
That's fair. All right. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. And then week 7, we've got the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football. Wow. Very exciting. On the road in Jerry World.
Yeah. They have to win. I don't know. I can't ever predict Eagles Cowboys games because it's one of the best rivalries in sports. Flat out.
Absolutely.
And anything can happen in a sports rivalry, whether they're a number 1 seed versus a last seed or vice versa. Like it's a toss up.
It's the NFC East.
It's a toss up every time when the Eagles play the Cowboys. When it's meaningful, when it's the end of the season, like the past 2 years, it's whatever.
Yeah,
but
doesn't matter. I am torn on where to go with this game because I want to see them go into Jerry World and just blow them out.
Absolutely.
But that's a good defense. Granted, full of reprobates and former criminals, but it's a good defense. Jerry Jones, I don't think he's seen a rap sheet, but, you can look him up. They're public record. The Cowboys, they're going to be out there playing hard. And I really think that it's going to be a tough one for the Birds. I think it might be a loss, but I sure would like to see a win. I think we split with the Cowboys on the season.
I do think we split with the Cowboys, and I'll agree with you that they'll lose in Jerry World. But I think when we get to the Cowboys at home, I will say that we'll beat the Cowboys in the link.
Oh, absolutely. Unless it's a meaningless game at that point.
Right.
Let's hope it isn't. Or let's hope it is.
Yeah, let's hope it is for us.
Yeah. And then we close out the 3-game road trip, week 8 against the Buffalo Bills.
Trap game.
Trap game. It's got trap game written all over it.
All over it.
It's at 1 p.m., early November. That's a trap game. Easy trap game. I think we still win because the Bills are just absolute hot trash.
It's the Bills.
It's a lot of travel.
It's the Buffalo Bills. If they don't come out of that horrendous stadium with a win, then I don't know what to say about the Eagles.
I will say, if they come off a loss against the Cowboys, they're blowing the doors off the Bills. There's no way that they take 2 losses in a row.
Oh my gosh. We lose to the Cowboys, the Bills are going to want the game called early. Easily.
I don't see how this is. I don't see how it's a loss. I just don't.
I think it's within the realm of possibility, but I think it's still a very low percentage chance. Moving on to week 9, November 9th, against the Bears at home. Jordan Howard's going to be playing against his former team.
We're going to have a big game.
We're going to have Trey Burke lined up against us through the Philly Special. He'll probably have a big game. That kid's a talent.
He's very good.
He's damn good. It's a shame we had to let him walk, but we're not going to pay a backup tight end that. We got Dallas Goedert almost immediately. But
I'm a huge fan of Dallas Goedert. I think he had one of the best red zone percentages in the league last year.
He's incredible. He's incredible.
I believe so.
I was listening.
Yes.
Thanks.
I was listening on the radio the other day, and they said that not Zach Ertz. They said that Dallas Goedert had a very, very high red zone completion rate or percentage or whatever you want to call it.
Dude is a beast. South Dakota State alum, Carson Wentz with that Dakota connection, albeit rivals.
Yeah, a little bit of a rivalry.
Yeah, very exciting stuff.
Yeah, I'm all about inter squad competition. I'm all about that.
But back to the Bears. You think we got a win there at home?
I think that's a win.
We gotta lose some games, right? I don't see a loss. I see it maybe 1 or 2, but still,
I think that we got the Bears at home. I think it would be a way different story though if it was at Soldier Field.
Oh yeah, I think it would be a lot closer.
But I think the Eagles take that one at home.
Absolutely.
Inside 10 yards, Dallas Goedert has 100%.
See, I sort of know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, look at you, man.
Inside 20, he's peaking at 72%.
This kid's unreal. I'm so excited to see what we do with those tight end sets.
Best tight end 1-2 punch in the league?
Possibly of all time.
Whoa.
Say more.
Possibly of all time. When I think of 1-2 tight end punches, my mind immediately goes to the New England Patriots and Rob Gronkowski and
Gone forever. Aaron
Hernandez, that guy. But I think we got 2 players that are better
I think
at least
so.
average-wise, because Rob Gronkowski is incredible, Hall of Famer. Like, I can't take any way. Yeah. I love Gronk. I hate the Pats, but I love Gronk.
Yeah, it's a shame that he had to retire so early.
Yeah, man. I mean, he took a beating, you know?
He did.
He earned those Super Bowls.
He really
certainly did. But I think Bears...
The rest of the Pats, though,
it's a
I don't know there.
I don't know there. I don't know. I mean, you know, some sleuthing, some sabotaging, et cetera, et cetera. So, week 10, we got the bye. Time to rest up. Get some vanilla ice cream.
See, the bye week always scares me with the Eagles.
Dude, yeah.
It either is horrendous the next week, or they come out and they're just a completely different team and they just start blowing the doors off teams.
Absolutely.
It's going to be a little bit of a different story this year because they are playing the Patriots the next week after the bye week.
Albeit at home.
It is at home, yes.
Nationally televised, at home against the Pats. Tommy Football coming to town with former Eagle Michael Bennett lining up.
Let me tell you, he is gonna absolutely hear it from the link.
I'm so excited. I might come home from school to go to this game.
That would be awesome.
I would drop a ton of money on a plane ticket. I would spend all of my disposable income to go to that game and just yell at Tom Brady in person.
Hey, I'm all for it. That might actually be the first weekend that I'm home for Thanksgiving break.
Oh, look at
you.
Look at you.
And you know what? I'll be home, so...
Oh, boys. I might have to catch a flight. We might have to go. We might have to go mess with Tommy Boy a little bit.
So what are you guys thinking?
Dub. Out of the bye. Time to prepare for Belichick.
No, I'm going with a loss.
What happened the last time we played the Patriots, Sam?
Hey, I'm going with a loss.
What happened the last time we played the Patriots?
We won the Super Bowl.
You're damn right we did.
Anyways.
Sorry, just let me compose myself. I'm just...
So, like I was saying before about the bye week, the Eagles have a track record of playing real bad after a bye week, and then to add on top of it, they got the Patriots. So I have that one as a loss at the link, unfortunately.
Okay.
If I'm gonna split the difference here, I'm going with a loss as well.
You're going to a loss?
I think Sam's argument just works here. We always play worse off the bye week. Not always, but
Doug could grow as a coach. I think he's got it, man. I think we got this game. It's the next game I'm concerned about.
I hope you're right. But yeah, this next game is the Seattle Seahawks.
I don't want to play the Seahawks anymore. Why do we have to play them all the time?
Russell Wilson just is an absolute Eagle killer.
He is so annoying. He bothers me so much. And with his running around. I mean, he's so good. I'm not going to take anything away from the talent, but it's like he can turn a surefire sack for any other quarterback in the league into a 70-yard completion for a touchdown. It's so frustrating.
We know another guy in the league who can do that.
Who can do that, Seamus?
Carson Wentz.
You're damn right he can.
Yeah, I have the Seahawks game as a loss as well. I just don't think Jim Schwartz has the cojones to pull off a defense against Russell Wilson and the rest of that offense.
You think he might blitz? Probably not, right?
Yeah, there's going to be some kind of crappy prevent defense.
Oh my gosh.
It's going to be terrible.
We take a 1-touchdown lead in the first quarter, and he looks like he's trying to kill clock in the last 5 minutes of the fourth. It's ridiculous. This guy. I'm not going to stop. Every episode, I'm coming after Jim. No question until he's out of here. Or at least until he shows me something.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then week 13, December 1st, on the road against the Dolphins.
That's dub.
That's
for
a
me.
win.
That's
a win. It's going to be nice and warm.
Yeah, we can get a dub for my sister's birthday. Shout out Abglav.
Oh, yeah, shout her out, bro. But, yeah, I think we're definitely going to take home that win.
Yeah,
come back to Philly with a shine. And looks like we play the Giants week 14.
That's a dub.
Is that a Monday? Yeah, Monday Night Football. We own the Giants in prime time.
Oh, my goodness.
We own the Giants. We'll probably be in the blackout unis.
Who's going to be catching the ball for them?
I have no idea. You guys have seen what's been going on with these injuries, right?
Yeah.
Their top wide receiver option right now is like, I don't even know, Sterling
Shepard.
Sterling Shepard?
He's the one who had the ACL, right?
Oh, did he tear his ACL?
Who did?
He tore his ACL first day of camp. Let me just check to make sure.
Yes, one of them got hurt, and then Golden Tate, former Eagle, got popped for substance abuse. So that's a tough one.
Wow.
He thinks he's got a legitimate case to appeal it, and you know, I hate to see that happen to any player, but and it doesn't even affect us.
He's
but
the one with the thumb. That's my bad.
He's got the thumb injury.
He's got a thumb injury. They think he might be ready for week 1.
Okay.
Fractured thumb. That's my bad.
Yeah. The Giants' wide receiver options are thin, and our cornerbacks aren't great. So
Well, regardless of whether those receivers are ready or not, they're not going to be ready for the Eagles, whether they're healthy or not.
who do you think is going to be starting in that game, Week 14, for the Giants at quarterback?
It's a great question.
Do you think it's going to be Eli, or do you think it's going to be Duke product, Daniel Jones?
I think it depends on how they're doing in the season.
I think it does,
I think
too.
if it's an absolute wash, we'll see their new draft pick.
Yeah, I would love to see Daniel Jones, his rookie year, 6th overall pick or whatever he was, line up against Fletcher Cox, Tim Jernigan. The list goes on of talented rushers. Who?
Barnett.
Derek Barnett.
Can we talk about him for a quick second?
Let's
Yes.
take a timeout. We're pretty deep into the schedule right now.
Yes.
We're making pretty good time. We're moving at a pretty good clip. Let's talk about Derek Barnett a little bit.
I'm just going to go right out and say he needs to show that he was a first-round draft pick. He's got his first 2 years under his belt.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's time to start performing. Like, you're no longer a role player. You're going to be a starter. Like, you are going to be our first-round pick, and you have to perform like it.
No
That's
question.
it. And
No
that's
question
it.
about that.
Completely agree.
I need something. I need some big plays and big moments out of this guy, along with consistency. I don't need him to be the best pass rusher in the league. I don't even need him to be the best defensive end on this team. I just need him to be a solid contributor that can make a breakout play once a game.
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to need him to be one of the best defensive ends on the team.
One of the best. Well, yeah. Well, there's like not that many on the team.
Oh, I want him up there.
You want him up there?
Yeah, I need to see some big things from him this year.
I'll take him
to
at number
prove
2.
that it was worth it to take in the
What
first
numbers
round.
do you need from him?
I'm gonna need. Let's see. I want at least 5 sacks.
5.
Minimum 5. Anything less than that,
I
cut him.
would put it up.
Put
there.
it up.
I would.
I've been hearing double-digit.
Double-digit sacks out of this guy.
That's what I've been hearing.
That's difficult with the
See,
rotation that we
That's
have.
what we're talking about with the Philly hype. People are
Yeah.
saying this guy's going to get double-digit sacks.
He's not getting double-digit sacks. I don't care how good
That's
he is.
why I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, but I need him to do well. So
I need
I'm
him
gonna
to play
set the
well.
bar a little low,
Just a little bit. See if you can grow
just
into it.
so it seems that when he does go above 5, then I look like a genius.
It's not that. That's what we like to see.
Yeah.
It's not that. Well, it is that. It's that third year. It's that make or break.
Yeah, it is make or break.
Coming towards the end of your rookie deal. Let's see if you can earn some money. Now, let's see if you could lay the foundation for a strong career. And I would love to see it out of him. The guy. I mean, the kid's clearly got talent. There's no question about that.
I mean, just look what he did in college. He broke the record for
Sacks, yeah.
Yep.
He broke Reggie White's sack
Yeah,
record.
Reggie White, and
The Minister of Defense.
that's right.
One of the best nicknames of all time in sports.
That's right. I mean, people are already comparing him to Reggie White after he broke that record, and we're going back to that Philly hype again, the overarching theme.
That's Philly hype. We love those overarching themes, those motifs of the
Yes,
podcast.
Yes. Big motif guy.
Dude, of course.
Okay, so you have the Giants as a dub.
Oh, easy dub. And then we're playing at the Skins. That's a win. We don't need to go into
that's a
that. Cowboys at home.
Dub.
Week 16. We got to win that. And then week 17 at the Giants. We could win or lose. I don't really care.
It just depends on where we are in the season.
Yeah,
Just
I
depends.
mean, if we got to win to get into the playoffs, which I really hope is not the case, then we should go in there and blow their doors off because we're a better football team. Doesn't matter where we're
Flat
playing.
out. Yeah, it really just all depends on where we are in the season. Like if we're above 12 wins at that point, I think it's just another game.
Yeah,
Just get some reps in for the other guys.
Absolutely, yeah. I'd like to have the NFC wrapped up by like week 13.
Yep, that's fair.
I'd like to
That's
see if
fair.
we can go ahead and pull that off by 13.
Hey man,
14.
with all this hype, it's got to be.
It's got to be happening, man. I'm excited. Looking at this schedule, it's not that difficult a schedule, really. Even really taking every negative that you can from each of these games, I still see us winning 12 to 13 games.
That's what you guys have. You have 12 to 13 games.
12 to 13 wins.
The two of you.
I think that is perfectly acceptable.
I think that's fair.
I can't
don't
wait to
think
check back
it's-
in at the end of the season and see how we did.
I don't think it's too much to ask from this team
I
at all.
really don't think so either. I really think that we've got a really solid team, and I think that we can do big things.
Yeah.
I really hope so.
And the first day of training camp, Dougie P is getting all these questions about Super Bowl.
I heard Super Bowl 5 times in just his interview. I heard it 3 or 4 more times when they were talking to Carson.
Yeah, It's just, I think the players are just going to do. I think the players are going to do the right thing, take it game by game. The fans are going to do what the fans are going to do. It's just going to be Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl, which is fine. I mean, you want that from your fan base. Like you want to be excited. Like this is an exciting time in Philadelphia history. Like this is the first time a Philadelphia Eagles team is a favorite.
I can't remember the last time a Philadelphia team in general was a favorite to win anything since that 2010 team, and even they weren't that huge of a favorite nationally.
No,
from what I remember, being 12 years old and all that.
Yeah, that 2010 team definitely proved that was just hype. And
that nice 4-12 season got Andy Reid out the door.
Gosh.
How do you feel about Andy Reid? You miss Andy Reid?
I don't miss Andy Reid.
You don't miss Andy
Not
Reid?
even a little bit.
Clock management.
Clock management,
Can we
bro.
talk about clock management?
I'm just saying, Doug P won a Super Bowl in 2 years.
Andy Reid was here, 15 years?
He was here a while.
He was here for a long time and never won a Super Bowl.
5
Dougie
NFC.
P comes in year 2, Super Bowl win over the New England Patriots.
Dub. Call it a dub. I'm really looking forward to the season. I
can't wait. I was watching Last Chance U this morning, and it was just I didn't realize how much I missed football until I saw a bunch of guys crushing each other on the football field, and that made me so excited for this season of Philadelphia Eagles football.
I am so hungry for football. I can't even wait for college. I don't love college football that much.
Hey,
but I just can't wait to see some real football being played.
I know. I can't even wait to go watch my own football team, Dickinson College. And that's Division III. I can't wait to go see some guys clocking each other on the gridiron.
Yeah, I'm ready to go ahead and skip the Colby football games until we win more than 3 games in a season.
That's fair.
That's just I don't think that's asking a lot, but who am I?
He was here for us, Andy Reid, sorry. He was here with us from 1999 to 2010.
Oh, 11 years?
Too long.
Way too long. Oh, well.
Good thing it wasn't the 15 years that I said.
Yeah.
They really overshot that one.
So
it felt like 15
yeah,
years. Yeah,
that's fair.
There were a couple seasons that felt like 6 seasons.
Yeah, that's fair.
So we've been talking about hype. What has been more hyped than Ben Simmons after signing this big deal for the Sixers?
Not too much else, to be honest with you, Conway. Not too much else.
You take a look at this Sixers team, we've got a loaded roster, but I saw something on the internet recently. I don't know if you guys have seen this. This is something insane. It's almost like Ben listened to last episode and heard me say he doesn't shoot, because I saw a video of the man shooting jumpers all over the map and draining them.
He was cooking guys on the court with that buttery jump shot that I saw.
He made Andrew Wiggins look like Andrew Wiggins. He made Andrew Wiggins look like the Andrew Wiggins everyone in the league knows that he is, and that is a bum. But he was on a court with real NBA players, making real NBA plays, stealing balls. He hit a pull-up 3.
I never thought I'd see the day.
Never thought I'd see the day when Ben Simmons pulled up from anywhere and made it.
In what world are we living in right now where Ben Simmons...
We are living in Philadelphia in 2019. And boy, oh boy, am I happy to be doing that.
It says something about your point guard when we're talking about him just starting to shoot.
Hey, it's that 3rd year, man. He's got to get it worked out. LeBron didn't have a jump shot when he came in the league. LeBron did not have a jump shot coming to the league. He didn't. That's why these comparisons between him and LeBron are legit. They're legit comparisons.
I haven't heard of Ben Simmons, LeBron.
He would pull up, though.
He would pull up. Well, yeah, I'm not saying that he refused to shoot.
Ben Simmons was scared to pull up.
He was.
You can admit it. He was scared.
He was scared to pull up. He wanted to make the right basketball play. And he believed that him shooting wouldn't help the team. Granted, he heard it from pretty much everyone in the media, all the fans, pretty much anybody that would not even get him to listen, but just that would talk about it, would be like, if you shoot, it'll stretch the floor and you can do more offensively. But he's like, if I'm shooting, I'm not doing all of the best that I can do to help this team win basketball games. And I think now that he's becoming comfortable with the jump shot, at least that's what it looks like based on how he was playing. Yeah. If he comes into the league shooting it like that at the beginning of the season, I don't see how we don't win the East.
Yeah, the biggest thing I take away from this video is the fact that he actually posted the video. The fact that he's confident enough to post the video. that he can shoot sort of now, that means that I think that it could be potentially groundbreaking for this Philadelphia 76ers.
Absolutely.
And he could finally be the transcendent player that everybody was talking about when he came into the league.
He could win an MVP if he's shooting. If he's shooting, he can win an MVP. Maybe not this year, but within the next 2 or 3 seasons, Ben Simmons will be an MVP if he can shoot the ball. You can check the tape. You can quote me. It's July 27th at 8:15 p.m. Ryan Conway is saying Ben Simmons will win MVP in the next 3 seasons. Is that a hot take?
It's scorching.
Scorching? I think that that's a pedestrian take. I don't think I'm going crazy. I'm getting looks like I'm a madman.
It's hard to see right now, but I think once we get a better look at what he's doing in an actual game, then maybe I could begin to start agreeing with you.
You just got to open your mind, man. Feel the love, man. Feel that Ben Simmons love. Come on. Why not get excited?
I'm all for Ben Simmons and stuff, but I'm not trying to let myself down here by just seeing this video, and then when he gets into the season, he's not shooting again. So as soon as I see him shooting and making a couple buckets in the NBA regular season, then I'll be happy.
All right. That's something I can be happy with.
Realistic about it. I like that.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah, you know what? I fully support you taking that route. I think it's a bit soft, but I'm fine with it. I'm going to go ahead and make that claim, and I'm going to double down on it. I don't know how, but I just am doubling down right now.
Just trying to get away from this Philly hype, man.
I can't escape it. I was talking about it earlier, about how I don't like it, and here I am wrapped up in it.
Yep. Well, I think I'm doing a better job than that right now, so it's...
Dude, I am riding first class on the hype train. Complimentary beverage and a snack with my ride. That is how stoked I am.
I mean, good for you.
All right.
Good for you.
All right. I guess I'm crazy. I guess I'm insane.
Good for you.
Looking at other aspects of the Sixers team. New signing recently. Maybe Ben's backup.
It's a very interesting signing. There wasn't too many point guards left on the market, but Trey Burke is the new signing for the Philadelphia 76ers. He had a great college career at Michigan.
Good question.
Kind of just nobody really talked about him anymore when he was in the NBA. Didn't really do anything special, but didn't really do anything horrendous either. So I think he could be a good role player for the Sixers. We need points.
We do need buckets.
Is really what the big question is that we were trying to answer in the last episode, is that we need points. So if he can come in, give us a couple buckets, maybe average like 12 points off the bench, I think that would be good.
Yeah, I don't see any reason why he can't do that. I think having somebody that's a backup point guard that can get some buckets, and he's probably a pretty decent shooter. I don't really know a ton about him, at least in terms of his NBA career. I followed him in Michigan. But I'm excited to see what he can do in a Sixers uniform, what kind of impact he can make off the bench, because we lost TJ recently to the Pacers. Rest in peace, TJ. I miss TJ. I'm going to miss him so much.
It's going to be hard to see him in another jersey that isn't Philadelphia. I mean, he is just the epitome of a Philly guy.
He's a grit and grinder type of guy. Hustle plays.
Every time he walked onto the court, I was like, oh, man, let's go. We're going to get some scrappy plays from our man TJ McConnell. It's just a shame to let it. It's just a shame to see him go.
You know he's a great player when a number 1 overall pick is chanting his name during a playoff game.
That's right.
That number 1 overall pick was, of course, Markelle Fultz, who couldn't hit the side of a house with a basketball if he was standing directly next to it. But, that's fine.
I don't want to talk about Markelle Fultz.
You don't want to talk about Markelle?
The ball in the ocean.
You're damn right he couldn't.
I don't want to talk about it anymore. I don't want to talk about it.
You don't want to talk about Markelle?
No.
You're brushing Markelle aside?
Right aside.
Come on, let's just talk about
No,
Markelle.
I really
Come
don't
on,
want to.
humor me.
What do you want to talk about?
He's on the Magic. How hilarious is that? How hilarious is that? He's on the Magic,
and they don't need some magic.
He's gonna need more than magic.
Hey, he's playing with the Philly guy, Moe Bamba.
Moe Bamba's from Philly?
Yeah, he went to West Town.
Unreal.
He's from New York, but West Town's a boarding school, and it's in Westchester.
That's true. I was actually something pretty funny that happened concerning Moe Bamba. You know the song Moe Bamba?
Yeah.
So I was, sitting in my dorm room watching, the Sixers play the Magic, and drinking a beer alone, as I want to do during the season. And my roommate walks in, who doesn't know a ton about sports, and he hears Moe Bamba with the bucket, and he goes, "Wait, Moe Bamba's a person?" And I looked at him. I'm like, "Dude, Get your head on straight. Figure it out.
I know you can't see this on a podcast, but I just did the biggest face palm I've ever done in my life.
It was brutal. I felt disappointment in me, and I wasn't even really that involved.
That's atrocious.
It's a tough one, man. It's a tough one. Hopefully, I can indoctrinate him a little bit, get him to, see the way of the basketball.
That is a man that needs to be enlightened. You need to figure that one out.
There's no question about that. Oh my goodness, this Sixers team, man. I'm excited. Think of how far we've come. The beginning of last season to now.
That's fair. I mean, I think we're the favorites to win the East.
That's a lot of hype, though.
That's a lot of hype. We got good teams in the East. We didn't even talk about the Bucks last episode. I don't know what that says. If that says more about the Bucks, or if it says more about us.
I would venture to say that is more about us than the Bucks. I think the Bucks are still a pretty good team.
Mm-hmm. But even without Malcolm Brogdon?
Yeah.
Rookie of the year.
Malcolm
Brogdon.
Dario Saric is still a better player than Malcolm Brogdon.
It's fair. I agree.
But
I think Giannis is a very, very, very good player.
Oh, Giannis is great. He's so explosive, and he's got the length, and oh my God. Whatever. I don't care about Giannis. He bothers me. I don't know what it is.
That's fair. Yeah. I mean, I don't really know what else to. I don't really know how to respond to that one.
That's fine. That's fine. I just don't like Giannis. I don't know why. I hate the Bucks more than I hate the Celtics, and I hate the Celtics. Whoa. Well, the thing is, if you look at the Celtics,
hold up.
If you look at the Celtics, they're not good.
Yeah.
None of their players are really that good.
They still reside in New England.
Yeah, but I don't care. It's like how I haven't cared about the Giants really that much. I don't like the Giants, but they haven't been competitive in how long?
All right, but they're still the Celtics.
Okay, whatever.
It's just like saying the Cowboys, they haven't been relevant in a while, and it's just like saying you don't mind the Cowboys.
I'm Pat. Here's the thing.
That is what you're saying.
If the Cowboys were bad, I would still hate them, but I wouldn't care about them. If that makes any sense.
You have to hate the Celtics.
No, I do hate the Celtics, but I don't care about them because they're not going to win anything. I don't see them as a threat. So
okay, that's different. You don't see them as a threat, but you still gotta have that little.
Oh yeah, I mean the Celtics are on. I don't want to. I hate the Celtics, but I don't care about the Celtics because I'm not impressed by their roster.
I'm just clarifying here. I just don't.
No, yeah. I don't want to be branded as a Celtics sympathizer. It's like being called a communist in the 80s. It's like that's a blacklist. You can't be doing that. You just simply can't be doing that. That's not something that I want. I mean, we can talk about this left and right. I feel like we spent enough time on the Celtics. We can move on. There are other things going on in the world of sports, especially within Philadelphia. We've got a season going on right now that I literally hate to watch and to be a part of. That's the Phillies right now.
Yeah, I just have no more hope.
No more hope at all?
None. I mean, in a sense where I say I don't have any hope, but I still have that little bit of hope because I'm a big baseball guy and I love the Phillies. But I just think that this is the series, the last game against the Braves yesterday. I mean, it was just so heartbreaking. It was awful. And Gabe threw in the towel in the 6th inning, and there's still 3 innings to play. But
put Cole Irvin in.
Put Cole Irvin.
Cole Irvin. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's my boy. He's a lefty. Can't really throw that fast. He's actually really not that good at pitching either.
He stinks.
He's really not good at all. But
he had that good flash against the Pirates where he absolutely tore them up. I don't really know how that happened.
It's the Pirates, though. That's the thing.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm. But, we got the trade deadline coming up. Do you think there are any moves that we can make?
Not that are going to save the season. I mean, I just think that it's not worth going out and spending the farm on a guy that's going to be like a rental or something. I think it's just not. I think it's not in the cards for us in the trade deadline.
You really don't think we can get it? What about a pitcher? Somebody? Anything?
Maybe.
I need something to make this team watchable again because I just can't watch them anymore. They do the same thing night in and night out. They don't play with anything really that special.
Well, the thing is, we can talk about doing it for next season, but I think that we can do that even in the offseason. I don't think we have to waste any time right now. I mean, I think we just close out this season and worry about the next season in the offseason. So I don't think that there are any moves that can turn this season around. So I think we just chalk it up.
You really just chalk the season entirely? Pretty
the
much.
only reason I'm hesitant to say that is that the Washington Nationals have an absolutely egregious schedule coming up. They play Atlanta, and then they go to LA, and I just remember I was looking at the schedule and I'm like, wow, that is tough. I think maybe if we get on a hot streak, then we can get back into second place and maybe get the wild card game. But I don't know, man.
I know it's a tough one. How are you feeling about the manager right now?
Is this the doghouse segment?
I guess it has to be. We're talking about Gabe Kapler.
Gabe Kapler is in the doghouse for me.
He's in the doghouse?
He's in the doghouse for me.
How deep in the doghouse?
He's in the dog. I think at the end of the season, they got to talk about his job.
Really?
I think so. Personally speaking, I'm not huge on the analytics.
The analytics.
So, yeah, we're going to talk about analytics, Conway. Here we go. So, I am not a big analytics guy in the slightest. I think baseball you can take into account numbers here and there, but you can't use it to win games. Like, I'm all for bunts, and I'm all for hit and run, and I'm all for just situational, fundamental baseball playing. Like, that's how you win baseball games. The Dodgers did it against us, and they absolutely ripped us.
They did.
They really ripped us. They put on 2 hit and runs, scored 2 runs on those 2 hit and runs, and they were bunting, and they were playing the game the way it was meant to be played. I think that baseball is trying to take a turn for the modern day person, which is respectable, but I just think that baseball is not a game that you can change too much without absolutely ruining the game.
Absolutely. And I mean the analytics are really, they don't lend themselves to a watchable product either. Just speaking from somebody who, I love the Phillies and I like baseball, but when the Phillies weren't viable anymore, I didn't give a rip about baseball. Exactly. And now that I'm back and watching them, just seeing the way that they approach the game versus other games that I've seen, like we were watching the Red Sox play the Yankees today, and that was a completely different way of playing the game.
Yeah, I mean they were putting the ball in play. They hit behind the runner, like they had a guy on second base. I forget who it was. They had a guy on second base, and you could visibly see the batter trying to put the ball to the right side of the field to move that runner over, whether he was going to get out or not. And that's a quality at bat. We talk about quality at bats on my high school team all the time, and that was the way to win games. Like if you have a guy on second base, you have to find a way to move him over to third base to get him in. It was get him on, get him over, get him in. So going back to the Nationals, we have the schedule pulled up here. They're actually in LA right now. They lost 4-2 yesterday, and they lost 9-3 today. They have another game against the Dodgers. Then they go back home to the Braves, which is going to be a tough series for them. Then they go to the Diamondbacks, which is, I think, a good matchup. So they might be able to pull one out there, but we'll see. Then they go into the Giants, who are absolutely smoldering hot right now.
This is true.
And I'm not all for the Giants fans being like, oh, we're going to get a wild card, but they're hot right now. So I think that's going to be tough for them. And then they go back into divisional play against the Mets. And that's a tough run of games.
It's a tough stretch, yeah.
So
absolutely.
I think that is the time for the Phillies to get hot and maybe secure a wild card spot there.
Do you think we're actually going to get hot, though?
It's really, really difficult to say right now just because it's been absolutely atrocious.
It's been horrendous to watch on the offensive side of the ball. It's just something that I don't really feel drawn to, just as an on-field product, let alone actually winning and losing games. It's not just a wins and losses stats thing for me. It's just sitting there, it's passing the eye test, and this team just doesn't do it for me.
Well, I was watching, we were watching the Yankees-Red Sox game, and that was the most offense I've seen in forever.
Oh my gosh.
Because all I do is watch the Phillies, and they don't have any offense.
All the offenses I see in Phillies games is from the other team against our bullpen and starters.
It's terrible.
So really just against anybody that's on the mound, odds are we're getting hammered.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I can't stand it.
The plan from the beginning of the season has absolutely just blown up in the faces of the front office.
Absolutely. Speaking of the front office, I got a bone to pick with the front office.
Oh, yeah? Mm-hmm. A dog bone?
Oh, it's a dog bone, and it's deep in the doghouse. Andy McPhail, Matt Klentak, get the hell out of the Phillies organization. I don't know why you're there. I don't know what you're doing. I really wish I could tell, because based on all the moves that they've made, how are all of these guys that we've acquired not playing well? We've got Bryce Harper, who came off a terrible season last year. We threw a ton of money at him, and he's pretty much done exactly what I expected, just based on history. And then we had JT, we had Segura come in.
Those are 3 All-Stars right
Three
there.
All-Stars. JT was an All-Star this year, but he sure as hell shouldn't have been.
Yeah, that's fair.
And
So you're really busting on my man Andy McPhail, Dickinson graduate.
You're right, because he shouldn't have a job.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
He should be catching unemployment checks.
Yeah, I don't blame you there.
For me, I mean, what, he won one thing? He almost went to the World Series one time, and then came in the 80s or something like that. Yeah. I don't even care. I don't even know anything about this guy. I don't like him.
Well, the reason you don't know anything about him because he doesn't say anything to anybody.
Because he doesn't know anything about baseball. Just based on what I'm seeing. It's based on what I'm hearing. Especially when he spoke to the media recently.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's some of the most condescending, two-faced BS I've ever seen. I can't stand it. I really can't. And the same thing with Klentak, with his Ivy League suit and his he looks like a kid. And the moves he's making are like that of a child that doesn't know anything about baseball.
It's terrible.
I can't stand it. I can't stand it.
Their plan of offense being more important than pitching has absolutely just blown up in their faces.
When has that ever worked? Has that ever truly worked?
I mean, not really. You need pitching. Pitching is always going to win you games.
There's
if
no
they're
question
pitching
about
well.
Mm-hmm. And we just haven't had the pitching necessary. We just really haven't. How do you feel about how Gabe has approached the whole player effort situation? Because that's been something that I've seen make a ton of headlines, at least locally.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's done a little bit better of a job with it within the last couple of weeks. I know last month everybody was all up in arms about Gabe not doing anything with Segura after McCutchen went down, and then Segura did it again, and then Cesar did it, and then just not running the ball out. Like it's, I think he's done a little bit better of a job, but it's just absolutely shocking to see because when we hired him, he was like a couple years out of the MLB, but he was known as an overachiever. Like not huge on talent, but he was always hustling around the field, like whichever teams he played for. Like he played for a number of teams, but I mean, he just hasn't really brought that to the Phillies.
Yeah, I don't really see. I know there's the whole thing that lighting a fire under the players doesn't work professionally because they're adults. It's to motivate professionals. It's something other. It's a different process than motivating amateur athletes. There's no question about that. But I don't see any accountability in that clubhouse.
No, I don't. We lost that. We lost that heavy when Andrew McCutchen went down.
Oh my!
Who would have thought that Andrew McCutchen was going to be our keystone player?
I thought he was a nice acquisition. I was like, oh, I remember Andrew McCutchen. I love that guy. He's a great ball player. He's a little bit past his prime, but I'm excited to have him on the team. I didn't see him as an everyday starter.
I definitely didn't see him as the glue to hold the whole lineup together.
As soon as he went down, the season might as well throw it in the trash, dump it.
Yeah, I mean,
it's insane.
That's how it definitely looks. I mean, literally, as soon as he went down, it was just a downward trend for the Phillies offense. At least,
it's infuriating.
I mean, the pitching wasn't great to begin with throughout the whole season, but the offense was getting us through games, just like it was planned to be, and then it just absolutely just fell apart. Wheels fell off the wagon.
No question about that. Hopefully, we can get something together. Maybe make a run at the wild card spot. Maybe.
Yeah, our only hope is this tough schedule for the Washington Nationals, and then hope for us to get hot at some point during that time.
No question about that, man. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm spent now thinking about this Phillies team.
I can actually say that this Phillies team gives me a headache.
I'm getting one right now. I'm getting a migraine. I'm gonna need to take an Advil pretty soon. Maybe a leave.
Fair.
I don't even know, man. I need something to get rid of this. Well, I think that's going to do it for today.
I think that about does it.
I think that's going to do it for today. We talked about a lot of stuff. We got two teams that I'm very excited about and one team that I don't even want to look at them on a TV screen anymore, let alone go down to the ballpark. But it's been an absolute pleasure.
Make sure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And if you haven't already, go check out episode 1.
Leave us any comments, questions. We'll try and answer them on the program or we'll DM you directly. And have a great day.
Seamus G, close it down.